We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie,
And she's Brenda.
Hey everyone.
and he's Grogu, rocking the house.
He says ahoy.
Ahoy, matey, ahoy. And we are on the road with Mickey. This is episode 224 for June 17th, 2024. And, oh, that's that cool. Episode 224 in 2024.
Hey, just
Nice.
meant to be.
Yeah, you know what? My brain will just go off on a tangent at the drop of a hat.
That's okay.
That's fine. It makes for good conversation.
There
That's
you
right.
go. Our feature topic this week is
I wasn't going to say anything.
I, it was so funny because my brain fried a moment and I was like, what is our feature topic? What am I trying to say? So our feature topic is our top 5 Disney cruise itineraries. This is as much an episode for Mike and Cindy as it is for anyone because I want to hear some itineraries so we can plan our next cruise on Disney Cruise Line.
Yay.
And so I thought, why not make it a topic?
Yeah, I'm
You know?
already really excited for it, and it's not even been confirmed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're
So,
dreamers. That's what we
we
do.
are dreamers. But first, we have some cheddar from the big cheese, and Sophie's got some awesome cheddar. You start us off, girl.
Indeed, I do. Coming to the big screen next month, The Lion King. Not another remake, not another prequel or live action or anything like that. We're talking about the original from 1994. It is being re-released to celebrate its 30th anniversary, and it arrives in theaters starting July 12th. You know what, Daddy? I've been
What, honey?
scrolling through TikTok a lot recently, and I
Uh-huh.
have been seeing so many posts from the official Lion King Broadway cast channel. And now I want to go see Lion King on Broadway, but I want to go see Lion King in the theater as a way
Oh,
to sort of make up
definitely.
for that.
Definitely. And,
Nice.
I never saw it in the theaters. And of course, Sophie, it came out 7 years before Sophie. So she never saw it in the theater. So I think that will be a neat movie to see in the theater.
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
You can kind of count on that one.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's
Well,
great, Chet.
yeah. And
Brenda?
guess who we get to talk about today? One of our podcast favorites, who we love very much, Disney legend Dick Van Dyke. He just became the oldest daytime Emmy winner at the age of 98. He's still
Oh,
young.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
He's
He's
just a little
amazing.
tyke.
He had a role on Days of Our Lives or something where he was a patient in a hospital, had amnesia or something.
Oh,
And
wow.
I mean, I can just imagine how well he did. I read a little blurb and he said, "I feel like a spy because I'm in the daytime when I'm normally doing stuff that's at night, like you would see running at night. So I kind of felt
Yeah,
like a spy."
that's funny.
But he was like, "I'm 98 years old and I've been in this business for 80 years."
Yeah,
Just think about that. 80
Wow.
years
know it.
He
in
was
the business.
18 when he got his start.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's just phenomenal. He
it is.
is a legend. And even if he wasn't a Disney legend, he is definitely a legend. Period. End of story.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
All right. Well, we are talking cruises, and I have a little bit of cheddar that Disney has welcomed its first guest to Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. That's Disney's newest private island.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a big thing because it's brand new. It's
Yeah.
just opened,
Yep.
and I'm about to choke, so I have to swallow something. But yeah, and I saw that walkway, and it's like half a mile long just to get to the island from the ship.
Yeah. That's true.
Maybe.
So
That's true. But that water is gorgeous.
yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. So
Beautiful.
anyway, that's our cheddar. And now it is time for our feature topic. First, though, remember we have our links in the show notes, our Facebook page and our Facebook group, our YouTube channel, our Instagram, and our email address. So look us up if you have any questions or if you want to connect with us.
Or leave your feedback like our other friends did.
Yeah.
That's
last
right.
week's
Oh, that's
episode.
right. Thank you, Brenda. I was moving just on past that, but we did have listener feedback last week. So we had actually quite a bit of good feedback on where the magic lives. So I'm going to start us off. Chandler, who is a friend of the podcast, and he has been very helpful at times when I was first starting and something would go wrong. He was almost my unofficial beta tester of, hey, Mike, the podcast didn't go up. And I'd be like, oh, man. And then I'd fix it. So
Awesome.
thank you, Chandler,
Chandler.
for that. That hasn't happened as much of late, thank goodness. But he had this to say about magic. And it is so perfect because magic lives for him in the places where they try to sprinkle some pixie dust to someone who isn't expecting it.
Nice.
That's magic for them and magic for you. You know, that's a 2-for-1 right there.
That's why we're
So.
team Paper Fast Pass.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Paper fast passes are infinitely superior.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so cool to be able to say, here, go ride Winnie the Pooh, go ride Space Mountain, go
That's
ride
right.
whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Um,
It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was. It was personal.
Yes.
It was friends meeting at a booth somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
You know? Just
Yeah.
Getting to spread the magic.
instant magic. So, yeah. And then my niece Stephanie, Sophie's cousin, had a
Mhm.
lot of feedback. So I'm going to say the first two, and then I want you guys to say the rest of them, okay? Because there's 5 here. One of them is from her husband, Shane. So the first one is that one of her places where there's magic is the bus arriving at the end of the day when your babies are Disney tired, i.e., the bus shows up, you get to sit down and ride the bus after you've
Hopefully.
been walking all stinking day.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
So I got what she meant exactly. And then another place involves some show and tell. And it is wherever, what does it say? It's wherever you can surprise your mom. And there's a story here, and specifically, it involves my sister and how her family surprised her.
Aunt Robin looks very concerned in that photo, Daddy.
She's trying to hold it together.
She is
Oh.
trying to hold it together. She's trying not to bust out crying in front of her
Yes.
grandbabies.
Yes.
That's her they're her nanny. That's their nanny, and she is trying not to lose it in front of everyone in the restaurant.
Yep.
So, but that
That's
is
very sweet.
that is a very top memory. You know, I'm surprised it
That's
didn't
where the
make my
magic
list,
is.
but that's what Steph said. So you
Yeah.
guys take the rest of them.
Go for it, Sophie.
Take the rest of them? Okay. All right, I was going to take Shane's, but you know what? There
Oh,
are.
you can take Shane's for sure.
I think
Keep
Brenda
going,
should
girl.
say
Keep going.
Shane's.
Oh no, I'll leave that
I'll
to
take
Sophie.
Shane's. And I'm going to say the third one that Stephanie has on her list is just plain and simple Chef Mickey's. I know for a fact that her girls love Chef Mickey's. Um, Honestly, her girls love Disney, and that's good because that means Uncle Mikey raised them right.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, it's an Ellis trait to love Disney, and they're definitely loving Disney.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
then
then
Brenda,
And she also said the gate going into Magic Kingdom for sure.
right?
yeah. And
As
she
you pass
actually
underneath the train station.
Yeah.
what she clarified for me that she actually meant the overhead when you're driving and
Oh,
entering
the gate.
Walt Disney World.
Gotcha.
That's
Gotcha.
what she really meant. She just said it wrong, and I
Yes.
forgot to correct. Um, so
Okay.
that's
Well,
what she meant.
I think that is the gate though. I mean I think that's the gate to the Magic Kingdom, isn't it? What do they call it?
Well,
Um,
That's
no, I
right.
mean the Walt Disney World, like Sophie mentioned in hers, where you're trying to get the
Yeah,
picture.
right.
That's what she meant because it
Yeah.
says Walt Disney World on it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, I think we all know what she means.
Mhm.
All right, and then there's one more.
And this one is the controversial one. This one is the one from Shane, which is Stephanie's husband, and he said this. His place where the magic lives is being at the top of the astro orbiter.
Specifically at night when the
which
lights are up and it's really kind of cool.
which I suppose is understandable, but the astro orbiter is one
Death.
that we can skip here at on the road with Mickey. More
Yeah.
for Shane. That's less people in line in front of him.
Yep.
That's right. In
He
that little
did
elevator.
comment. He did comment that, it's a hard one because that elevator is so slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was funny. We had a good laugh about that.
Hmm.
All right. Well, that is our listener feedback. So this week, I would like for all of you to put on your thinking caps and talk about our current topic, which is our top 5 Disney Cruise itineraries, and give us some Disney Cruise Line itineraries that you are interested in. And we will share them next week with our feedback episode or with our feedback segment.
Hmm.
So,
Yep.
Sophie is starting us off this week.
Yes, I
Yay.
am. And I have 5 of these listed in my notes app. I have the rates that go along with them. I have the dates they're sailing. I have the ship they're on because we all went to the Disney Cruise Line website and we literally picked out 5 itineraries that we want to do. And the first one I'm starting off with, I'm getting it out of the way first because the odds of us actually going on this cruise specifically are slim to none. And
Okay.
and the one I'm talking about is a 7-night Western Europe cruise starting from Southampton. Um, its sail dates are September 1st through the 8th of 2024. So that's why I say probably not going on this one because it's just too soon. Um, but it would cover Hamburg, Germany, which I love Germany a lot. It
Uh-huh.
actually covers it twice. It also will port in Amsterdam in the Netherlands and also Brussels in Belgium.
Okay.
The fare for a standard room, which has the ocean view, would be $4,591.
Okay.
Is that
That
And
for
is
3 adults?
for 3 adults, yes, I already
That's a good
checked.
price.
that is
Hmm.
a really good price for 3 adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one,
All right.
Sophie. I
Yeah.
wrote down. I just wrote down. Oh, what ship is it?
The Dream.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm just writing down the cruise, the date, and the ship.
Me too.
Yes.
Because
Cruise,
some of them have
date,
many
ship,
dates.
Yeah.
price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
we didn't write the prices because if there's 12 different ones, I didn't want to list 12 different prices for each one.
Yeah, but I
Exactly.
specifically chose the ones that I want to do. I
Yeah.
literally have screenshots of them in this note app.
That's great.
Yeah. That's perfectly okay, Sophie.
Yeah.
And it's the 1st through the 8th, not the
Oh, you're right. You
3rd
said
through
a
the
7 night. Yeah.
8th. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Brenda, you're up next.
Well, I started off with the one I'm most likely to do because this has been my favorite itinerary for quite some time, but it's on a brand new ship. So it's the 7-night Eastern Caribbean on the Disney Treasure. And it
Ooh.
goes from Port Canaveral to Tortola, British Virgin Islands, to St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, to Disney's Castaway Cay, to back to Port Canaveral. And it leaves anywhere between February and October 2025. So there's a whole lot of dates to choose from. There's beautiful water, a brand new ship, and it's easy to get to. So we don't have to fly across the pond to get anywhere to get on the ship.
Yeah.
So this is the most likely one I'll be on.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome.
So what are you starting off with, Mike?
Well, I'm starting off. I'm going to preface this by saying that Cindy and I worked on these together.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to start, and I think I'm just going to keep it in the order we came down with.
Awesome.
So, you know what? In my book, you go big or you go home. All right.
Okay.
So I am taking a 13-night transatlantic repositioning cruise from Port Canaveral to Barcelona, Spain on the Disney Fantasy. And that is May 4th through the 17th, 2025.
Yep.
It's got to stop at, I think, Castaway Cay, and then it's got to stop. It's got several days at sea. It stops at the Azores, and it stops in Lisbon, and then it stops in some other place, and then ends up in Barcelona.
Another place in Spain, right? It
Yeah.
has 2 in Spain, 1 in Portugal, and then Barcelona, right?
I think so.
Oh,
And
goodness.
and I'm like, you know what? That would be so neat from a perspective of being able to just Sophie's laughing at me.
No, you'll find out when it's my turn again. Keep going.
Oh.
We were wondering about that.
This is
We
so
were
funny. And
wondering.
for
Keep
everyone,
going.
okay.
Y'all are so cute. I swear to God, I just love y'all to death. Y'all are so cute.
And I was thinking, it was so funny because Cindy and I was daydreaming somewhere, and Cindy said, "What are you thinking about?" And I'm like, "What would I do on a 13-night cruise?"
A lot of stuff. There's a lot to do.
There is a lot to do, and I was just like, I was just trying to imagine, like, how much work would I be doing? What would I be doing for this? What would
Yeah.
I be, you know?
Yes.
Would we record podcast from the ship?
Probably not.
I think I might.
Maybe.
I mean, that internet worked really well for me. I told everyone about
the
it
Disney internet is very good.
and being able to remote in from the ship in the middle of the ocean and connect to my computer in my office right over my shoulder and do work was absolutely mind-blowing. It blew my mind.
That's not what you're supposed to be dreaming about for your vacation.
Oh, I know, but I mean, it's 13 nights.
Yeah.
So anyway, it just blows my mind. So that came into my head is like, how much will I do on like 8 nights at sea or something like that. You know, it's
That's
just
awesome.
anyway. So that's the first one, 13-night transatlantic repositioning cruise.
Well,
All
here's
And
the thing,
right.
Daddy.
yeah.
Here's why I was laughing. It's not because I have the same one as you.
Oh, that
Oh,
would be hysterical if you
It's
did
I
that.
because
thought it
I have
was.
it's because I have the one that is directly after that one. Because I have, for my second one, I have the 7-night Mediterranean cruise from Barcelona that starts May 17th on the Disney
Oh,
Fantasy.
so y'all could do both. You just hop over and then get on it, get off, get on, and go. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah. That's funny. So
That's
is that your
perfect.
number 2, Sophie?
that is my number 2. It stops in, as I already said, it is 7 nights, Mediterranean cruise. It's going all around Italy. That's what it's doing. It starts May 17th and it goes through May 24th, 2025. So Saturday to Saturday, it literally says it on the thing. It's sailing aboard the Disney Fantasy, which we just talked about, and for 3 adults, it has a inside room rate of 4,982.
That's a
Yeah,
good price.
it
Mm-hmm.
is. You know what? There's a lot of ones that are really good prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at 3 adults also, Sophie. I did
Mm-hmm.
not write down the pricing though. Um, but that's okay. If we wanted to look into some of these for a cruise, then we can look those up because we have the itineraries. So
Yeah.
Sophie, will you fill yours in as you finish
Yes,
speaking?
Daddy, I got it.
All right, thank you. Brenda.
Nice. Oh, well, my second one is at least July 2025. It is an extension of the one I already said, the Eastern Caribbean. This one's just longer. It's a 10-night Eastern Caribbean as opposed to the 7-night, and this one's on the Magic. It goes from Port Canaveral to Tortola, British Virgin Islands, to Basseterre, St. Kitts, to St. John's, Antigua, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Disney's Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point, Disney's Castaway Key, and then back at Port Canaveral.
So you
That one
get
sounds
both.
great.
What day is it
Yeah,
again?
because this one's easy to get to too, Port Canaveral. It's July 2025. I don't know the July date. It's July
Right, because
2025.
it's multiples probably.
Mm-hmm.
But
Maybe.
it's neat though because you get to go to both islands.
Yeah, and it's also a round trip from Port Canaveral, so I don't have
It's
to
a
fly
closed
back
loop.
from anywhere on these two.
Yeah.
The others, no. But these two are closed loop cruises, so
Yeah.
easy, easy peasy.
Yep. All right. Well, I am going into the Pacific.
Ooh.
Nice.
I am taking a Hawaiian cruise that is 10 nights from Vancouver to Honolulu on the Disney Wonder.
Mm.
And it is September 23rd through October 3rd of this year. And
Oh
so
wow, you're going quick.
Oh, wow.
we got to start planning it if we do make that. But what was really interesting, I love the idea of cruising over to Honolulu and being in the islands because I've never been to Hawaii. But it is a one way. Obviously, it does not a round trip. Um, but what was really interesting to me is that from Vancouver to Hawaii is 10 nights, and it was cheaper than a 9-night cruise from Hawaii to Vancouver. It was
Hmm.
cheaper by like $1,000 for 3 people. So
Wow.
it blew my mind that an extra night and it was cheaper than it would be going the other way. So
Hmm, interesting.
it was
Very
very
interesting.
interesting to me. So that one was really neat because it had like 4 different stops on the islands that you could get out and have excursions on and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
so there was a lot of Hawaii time without having to transfer hotels and stuff like that because you're on a cruise ship.
Yes,
So
wonderful.
so that kind of spoke to me a little bit that way.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sophie, are you holding out on us?
No, not this time. um, so this one was inspired by some of the previous conversations my parents and I have had about cruise itinerary. It's nothing that we've talked about recently. However, it is an idea that we threw around when Daddy and Mommy first got back from their cruise.
Uh-huh.
And that was the idea of we would take Aunt Carol with us for one of the cruise, and I just realized I have the screenshot for this one, but it only accounts for 3 adults and not 4. So give me just a second. I'm gonna go fix that. But while I'm talking about it, I am talking about a sorry, need to go get my notes back up. I'm talking about a 7-night Norwegian fjords cruise from Southampton. Here. I'm gonna keep on looking for it. This one would cover many of the places in Norway, starting with, I cannot pronounce their names, sorry.
Yeah, they're a little hard. Those and the Iceland ones, they're like, what?
Yes, I'm going to
They're a
go
little
ahead
difficult.
and find that one, but there's actually one that is sailing June 14th through the 21st of 2025. And
Okay.
an inside room for that one would be the least expensive option. It is the most expensive option on my list, and the cheapest room would be $9,725 for 4 adults.
So 7 nights. Here's the way I look at it. You said 9,700 divided by 4 is about 2,500 a person,
Yeah.
and divide that by 7 nights
Mm-hmm.
is about
Wait, sorry, I
almost
was looking at the wrong one.
about 300 and something a night per person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one isn't the right one. I'm accidentally misclicked. Turns out my 7-night cruise for 4 adults is no longer there, but there's an 8-night one instead.
Okay.
And that one is 11,419.
Okay.
Point is, this one is the most expensive.
Yeah.
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 But that's
You know,
okay.
Norway.
Yeah,
We know how much you love Frozen, so Norway's right up your alley.
it's
Yes, it
more for
is.
Aunt Carol than it is for me, because Aunt Carol adores Norway.
Yes, she does.
Well, and it's
Yes.
But
really
yes,
something to see, right? I mean, it really
yeah.
is.
You know what? The next time I'm in Norway will be the first time in forever I've been there.
Oh my
Exactly. I hope you're going to sing.
God. Anyway, picking back up my
Well, I think
fumble
it sounds
there.
great.
Yeah, 8-night Norwegian fjords cruise from Southampton. 4 guests, $11,419, sailing on the Disney Fantasy August 10th through the 18th, 2025.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, that's cool, Sophie. Thank you
Yes.
for
Thank you.
thinking of Aunt Carol.
Of course.
Yes, very sweet.
She adores Norway.
Yeah. All right, Brenda. What you
All
got?
right. Well, my next one is sailing on September 2025. It is the 7-night North European on the Disney Fantasy. It leaves Southampton, goes to Zeebrugge, Brussels, Belgium, then to Amsterdam, Netherlands, then to Gothenburg, Sweden, then to Kristiansand, Norway, then back to Southampton.
Hmm.
So that's my next one.
Well,
That
that
sounds
is a
What?
really
interesting.
good one, Brenda. That is a really good one.
Why do you say that, Mike?
Because that's on his list.
It's on my list for number 4, but I'm going to move it to number 3.
Okay.
the 7-night Northern European cruise from Southampton, England, on the Disney Fantasy goes to Brussels, Amsterdam, Gothenburg, Sweden, and Kristiansand, Norway. And the one we chose is September 1st through the 8th,
Good.
2025.
Sounds like a plan.
sounds
Oh,
like
goodness.
we have narrowed down that family cruise with both our Texas fam, North Carolina fam sailing together.
Sounds like a
Oh,
dream.
goodness. Well, what do you know? I'll take
Funny.
it.
You're like, I'll go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You see a lot.
And I thought for a minute the one Sophie was saying,
What?
the Norwegian fjord cruise, I thought at first that you were saying the same one that I was getting ready to say with the Southampton. But then I
Ah,
realized that
Hers
you
was
weren't.
Western European, right?
Hers is
for
direct.
yeah,
It was Western
Western
European.
Europe.
Yeah.
Yep, the 7-night, 4,500. Yeah, that was Western Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like Germany.
That's good. You know
Yeah.
when I want to go to Germany? I want to go during Christmas time because let me tell you, that is just the most beautiful holiday displays I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
really, really, it's just beautiful. I mean, all the pictures I've ever seen. Just wanted
Yeah.
to throw that out there.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Well,
right, it's Sophie's turn.
Sophie,
It's
you're
my
up.
turn again, and I'm finally leaving Europe, and I'm going to the Bahamas and the Caribbean. I had to get at least one from each of those locations on my list because that's the one my parents went to the Bahamas on their cruise and they talked so much about it. So I was like, well, I have to see what they were talking about, and I'm sure they wouldn't mind going back, would they?
Don't
No,
think
I'm
so.
sure we wouldn't. I'm sure we wouldn't.
All right. Well, the Bahamian cruise that I chose is a 4-night cruise from Fort Lauderdale, and these two are significantly less expensive than the other trips. They're for 3 guests. The one that I chose will be like, it's saying it's starting from $2,668 for the whole thing. I feel like that might be,
I think that's 2 people probably.
yeah. But I'm looking through at all these things. They have 29 dates available,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I have no idea which one I wanted to choose. Question: do you guys prefer the Magic or the Dream?
The Dream is a newer ship than the Magic.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
have
I
not
like the
been on the
smaller ones
Magic.
though. I like the Magic.
You like the
Yeah.
Magic even though
Yeah.
it's dated, or has it been redone enough that it doesn't feel as old as it is?
No, it's been redone enough, but you have to realize from Galveston, it's always been either the Magic or the Wonder, the Magic or the Wonder. So I've been on the Magic and the Wonder more than any other ships.
Mhm.
I do prefer the, well, she probably wouldn't like the frozen dinner much. She'd probably like the dining on the Dream more.
Okay.
I would think you would like the dining selections on the Dream more.
Gotcha.
You know,
Well,
the 4-night Bahamian, we were on the Dream, and that absolutely was a fantastic experience for us. As you know, we've talked about it enough. Um, and that picture I have is from the Dream, and there's Donald
Yeah, it's beautiful.
celebrating his birthday.
ooh.
He's still celebrating. You know, he never stopped celebrating his birthday. I don't
Never
think.
stops.
But
Well
anyway,
then.
that's the lobby atrium, whatever they call it, um,
Yeah.
in the ship, and
Eh.
And that food was, oh my gosh, it was so good.
It is so good on every single Disney ship. They are very, very top notch on food, I can tell you. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Sophie, in case you ever wanted to know, the Disney and the Fantasy are sister ships, so they're just backwards.
Yeah,
The
They're
it's a
like the
dream and
dream.
the
same thing, but
fantasy.
backwards. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay
the
So
dream
then.
and the
you would like
fantasy are
either.
sister.
Well, in
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
case, an official decision has been made. I've chosen my date, and if I were the one making the payment and whatnot, it would be January 23rd through the 27th. And I chose that one specifically because January seems to be a down season for me at work, so I wouldn't feel quite as bad leaving all my coworkers to go on a cruise. And
Nice.
so 23rd through the 27th, this one sails on the Dream, and the inside room rate is 2,961.
And is it going to Nassau and
Yes,
Castaway Key, or
it's
is it going
going
to
to Nassau, but this is actually going to the brand new island,
Oh,
Lookout
Nice.
Key.
Nice?
okay. See,
Right.
yeah, and of course, the funny thing is, um, you said January 23rd to 27th.
Yeah.
Ours was 31st through February 4th.
Mm-hmm. They
Um,
also have one that starts on your birthday, Daddy, February 6th.
yeah, and but
Nice.
but at the time, of course, Lookout Key wasn't open yet, so we went to Castaway Key. I wonder if the one we took in January next year would it take us to Lookout Key instead? I wonder.
Hmm.
I don't know.
This
I
one
don't think so.
specifically on its itinerary does have Lookout Key as one of the destinations.
Did you go from Port Canaveral last year, or did you go from Fort
We went
Lauderdale?
from Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, well, you may be going to Lookout then if you did the same one. I don't know if they changed it
Hmm.
or not.
Yeah, and we were on the Dream, and I gotta tell you, our people on the Dream, oh my gosh, they were so good. Enough said. They were so
Hmm.
good.
Yeah, Disney sure knows how to do it.
Yep. All
Definitely.
right. Well, Brenda, number
Oh, my next
4.
one. Okay. My next one leaves this July, so I will not be on it. But it sounds great. And it'll come next year and the next year and the next
Mhm.
year. So I'm still dreaming. But it's the 12-night Norwegian fjords and Iceland on the Disney Dream. And it goes from Southampton to Stavanger, Norway, to Olden, Norway, to Allison, Norway, to Reykjavik, Iceland for 2
Reykjavik.
nights. Okay,
Reykjavik.
thank you. And then to Is Isafjordur, Iceland.
That one I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And then back to Southampton. I chewed it up. I'm so sorry for anybody. Yeah, sorry about that, but it sounds great. Sounds great. Just don't make me say it.
You said that was on the Fantasy?
That is on the Dream.
On the Dream. Okay.
Yes, 12-night Norwegian fjords and Iceland.
And when is it? July?
It's July. It's this July, 2024. But I know they'll have it after that. They don't have it,
Sure.
on
Sure.
the itinerary.
Okay.
All right. So what's your number 4, Mike?
Well, number 4 is a 7-night cruise on the Wonder.
Hmm.
It's an Alaska cruise
Nice.
from
Ooh.
from Vancouver, British Columbia to Glacier View. And it's got stops in Skagway, Alaska, Juneau, Ketchikan, and then back to Vancouver. It is May 12th through the 19th of 2025.
Very good.
And I see a whole lot of looking at hopefully whales breaching and so forth, and exploring towns and stuff like that, and bundling up because it'd probably still be cold.
Yeah.
So
Man,
so
that cruise I took in New England that last year, I mean, it wasn't a cruise. It was a boat. It was an excursion, a boat ride. But we just happened to catch it where all those whales were jumping out of the water, and oh my gosh, it was magnificent.
Wow.
I think we were in Maine, weren't we? I think we were in Maine.
You
It was
probably were.
crazy. It was awesome. Just phenomenal. You would love it. I mean, I haven't been to Alaska. My husband doesn't have any interest in Alaska, so I'm not going without him.
Yeah. Well, of course not. Of course not. So that is number 4.
Yay! Oh, we're down to Sophie's number 5.
All right, my number 5 is, again, we're back in the Caribbean. This one is a 5-night Western Caribbean cruise from Fort Lauderdale. The dates I picked specifically were January 18th through the 23rd. She's sailing on the Dream, and her starting rate for the inside room, cheapest one, is $3,694, and she's going to Cozumel, Mexico, and also making a stop in Castaway Key.
Castaway Key is so neat.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It is just so much fun. Oh my gosh, it's just so cool. You said it's on the Dream,
so beautiful
Sophie?
water.
Yep, it's on the Dream.
All right.
All right. That one sounds good.
That one is good, I imagine. And 5 nights is not too long. It's not too short.
Nope.
4 nights. I think if I were to take like some 3 nights, I wonder if I would be like it's too short. But
yeah, I like the 7-night.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's too short.
Yeah. Honestly, all vacations are too short when it's time for
That's
them to end.
That's true.
Anyway, we'll see. Brenda, close us out with your number 5.
Okay. All right. I've already shown this one to my husband. He is on board. This one is going this October. We will not be doing it this October, but we're thinking that after our Mediterranean cruise next year, the next year in 2026, if this one's offered, we'll do this one. He already said yes. It is the 15-night South Pacific Honolulu to Sydney on the Disney Wonder. It leaves Honolulu, goes to Kahului, Hawaii, Pago Pago, American Samoa, International Dateline, South Pacific, Suva, Fiji, Nume, New Caledonia, and then it goes to Sydney, Australia for 2 nights. And then he said, we're just going to walk about. We'll just walk about till we want to fly home.
Where does it start?
Starts in Honolulu and ends in Sydney, Australia.
Okay.
That sounds like a good one.
Wonderful.
Wow.
So much to see.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I've never been to Hawaii either.
You've never been to Hawaii either?
No. So that's why this one's on my, like.
Yeah, and it almost feels like you need to go to Hawaii like 5 nights early and spend time in, go to Pearl Harbor and go to the volcanoes and do this and do that, and then get on the cruise ship to unwind from all that,
Sounds great.
Wow.
So beautiful. Sounds great.
All right. Well.
All right, down to bike.
I am closing us out. Not the same cruise, but you know what? Something similar. It is a 7-night Australian cruise on the Disney Wonder. November 3rd through 10th, 2024.
It leaves right after this one gets there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except this is it's a closed loop out of Melbourne. It goes from Melbourne to Eden, Australia, to Sydney, to Hobart, and then back to Melbourne. And it's a 7-night. And I think that would be really cool because I've never been over that way. Obviously, I've been out of the country once, and that was with Cindy to Nassau.
Mhm. I've
Yeah.
never been
So,
out of the country.
yeah,
You'll have to go to Walkabout.
yeah, we will.
We've
Maybe
watched
we'll
too
run
much
into you
Crocodile
guys.
Dundee
Maybe
movies.
maybe we'll run into you walking about.
That's right. Butch said we're going to go find Crocodile Dundee.
There you go.
Oh, he is so funny.
But anyway, so that is my last entry, my 7-night cruise.
All right. So where are we going?
Oh, jeez.
Gosh.
We're gonna have to put this to a vote.
Yeah. Well, the question, Brenda, is on the ones you mentioned, your favorite itinerary. I guess it was the 7-night on the Magic, but you picked the 10-night on the Magic.
It was 10 night on the Magic, 7 night on the Treasure, because that's the new ship coming out the end of this year. So none of us have been on it. So that's
Right.
worth going on because we've never been on it.
But you said that 7-night Treasure itinerary is very close to the one you're used to doing
Yes.
and like a whole lot. It's just a
It's
different.
exactly it.
Okay, it's
and just a different ship. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
And so the 10-night is one. Have you done that one before?
No, I've never been to St. Kitts.
Okay. So that one is a new one, but the 7-night Treasure,
New
maybe
ship.
that's what we should look at.
Maybe.
You know?
I've never been on
February through
any of
October
these
2025.
ships.
It's a lot of dates.
Yeah, there's a ton of dates, and being on that Treasure would be really neat. I mean, that would just be really cool.
I've
You know?
never been on any of these ships, so that's entirely up to you.
Yeah,
I
yeah, and
won't be missing anything.
the closest one I've been on is Sophie's 4-night on the Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
To
that's
the
almost
Bahamas.
yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
much the same one except for a different island that they
Yeah.
stopped at than we did.
Which is why I chose it.
So
I have to say,
certainly,
I think Sophie would especially love the nods to Haunted Mansion coming out on the Treasure.
oh, that's
Really?
right. I forgot about that. We talked about that
Yes,
in
she
Cheddar.
would absolutely love it.
Isn't there
Honest,
like a Haunted Mansion speakeasy or something like that?
Yeah, it's Haunted Mansion like bar.
Lounge. It's a lounge.
And it's supposed to maybe possibly have some magic.
Oh.
honestly, I was looking through and I saw this one cruise that had this little pop-up on it that said Halloween at Sea. Imagine Halloween on the Treasure if it's got Haunted Mansion stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of these when they're during that season, they'll do the Halloween on the High Seas. And then
Yeah.
when they're with the Christmas season, they'll do the Very Merry Time. They just add it to they add that little extra stuff to it. They don't change the cruise or anything. They just add the special party stuff.
Right, because
Yeah, but
that special party stuff happens on a sea day, Sophie. So you're not taken
It's a lot
away
of
from a
fun.
port or anything like that. Because we did that on no, we didn't. We had a pirate night in
Pirate
January.
night is usually the Castaway Key night,
Yeah.
which I guess also would be at the Lighthouse Point.
Yeah.
That
I
would be
think
pirate
it
night
would.
because they can do the fireworks since they own the island.
yeah.
Anyway, there's a lot of things to choose from. So I don't know which. I mean, I think most of mine are going to be like bucket list kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can only do so much in a short period of time.
Yeah.
If it were entirely up to me, though, if you had to make me choose from one of mine and it was entirely up to me and I didn't have to worry about anyone else and what they would want, I would choose the Western Europe one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is one that I'm very much interested in. I love Europe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
I
next
think
May, I'm going to be in Italy, Croatia, and Greece, but I'm going to be on the celebrity ship. May 16th through 27th next year.
Okay. All right.
And
well,
since I'm not a credit card person and I have to use sinking funds, I have to actually save up for all this stuff before I can actually pull it
Sure.
Oh
off.
yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
So it's like you can dream about it and save for it at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think this is like the prelude episode, and then we will come back later on and continue on with some other stuff, and just see where we end up. But for now, I think we have had a great episode and a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
And they all sound
Lots of
wonderful.
options.
Yeah, they all sound really cool, which no doubt they are, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sophie, it is time for this day in Disney history for June 17th. So
All right.
take
I
it
got
away.
2 years for us, 2 bits of history.
All right.
And believe it or not, I was actually alive for both of these events. So, June 17th, 2 days before my birthday, by the way, 2002.
Mhm.
Authentic memorabilia from the estate of Elvis Presley and exclusive VIP vacation experiences to Elvis Week in Memphis, commemorating the 25th anniversary of Elvis's death, are auctioned at Disney Auctions, presented by eBay from this day through July 4th. The auction surrounds the June 21st nationwide release of Disney's Lilo and Stitch, an animated comedy with an exuberant lead character named Lilo who is crazy for the king and his music.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, 3 years later, Disney releases one of my favorite Studio Ghibli films, Howl's Moving Castle, to US theaters. This animated love story set in a fantasy world. The feature is directed by Hayao Miyazaki and has been dubbed into English by Pixar's Peter Docter.
Okay.
I love
Nice.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Sorry, Sophie, I never heard of it.
I
Well,
mean,
you
neither.
should have heard of it because the main character's name is Sophie.
Well, I didn't know
Oh.
that was the name of the movie she was in.
And she looks exactly like me.
Yeah, but I didn't know that that was the movie she was in.
Hmm. It's fine, Daddy. You can't share all of my interests.
No. But that's good stuff, though. It's neat
Very
history,
good.
nonetheless.
Yes.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
Remember last week, we're trying something new. Not going to stump the Soph with a who's who to guess the character. We're going to try and guess the movie. So I'm changing the name. It says Sophie Guess the Movie or something like that in the show notes.
We'll come up with a new one.
And I have some names from a movie, and I want you to guess the movie. Say it
Okay.
whenever you know it, and it's open for both of you. So the first name is James.
There are a lot of James in Disney.
Okay. The second name is Lawrence. Any guess? Brenda, you look like you know.
Oh, yeah, I know. Let me just type that into Google real quick.
Lawrence, Lawrence, Lawrence. One more clue.
Lewis.
This isn't Princess and the Frog.
Yes, it is Princess and the Frog.
Yay!
What?
Yay!
James is Tiana's dad.
Oh.
Lawrence the servant.
Oh. That
and Louis,
Lawrence.
and I was gonna have one more, and that is Ray. But we don't need
Very
Ray.
good, Sophie.
The Princess and the Frog. What do you
Very
think?
good.
I
Was that
like that.
was it
That's a
fun?
good. Yeah, it's a
Makes you
little more challenging actually,
okay.
Yeah.
because I know a lot of these characters by their qualities and whatnot, but their names are sometimes evasive.
Yeah.
Lewis was a good one to throw in there.
Yeah, I was thinking it was spelled Lewis for a second, and I almost said Meet the Robinsons, but I didn't know a
Oh.
James or a Lawrence from Meet the Robinsons.
Goodness.
Oh,
She
got
takes
it.
a
Now,
second to deduct all that. Goodness.
yeah, it does. All right. Well,
Crazy
that was
Alright.
fun.
good.
Good
Thank
job,
you.
Sophie. One for you can't
One
stump the
more.
Soph with the character.
That's
You
right.
can't stump the Soph with a movie.
That's
So
right.
it's still
Oh.
Next
stump
week
the
she's gonna
Soph.
stump us.
You
Yeah.
can stump her sometimes.
So anyway, that takes us to a little bit of Walt. So Brenda, close us out, honey.
Disneyland is like Alice stepping through the looking glass. To step through the portals of Disneyland will be like entering another world. Walt
Oh,
Disney. I've heard a lot of quotes he said about Disneyland, but I don't remember hearing it like it's like Alice stepping through the looking glass. Of course, I
I
could
don't
have
either.
forgotten it. I don't think I've heard it before.
That is cool. And that is so true. I mean, it's just like that. And then when you go through the sign, not go through the sign, but go under the sign, and you're in Walt Disney World, Florida is back there, and Disney is this way.
Yeah.
And then you go underneath the train station, and you have left Disney World, and now you're in this fantasy world of magic. You know, it's a magic
Well, and like
kingdom.
we're
you know?
used to it. Like it's been part of our lives forever, and we even have other theme parks we could compare it to and everything. But he saw all of this fresh, new. No one had done it. So it was like walking through the looking glass. It was magic. It was
Uh-huh.
like pure magic, like nothing to compare it to.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
absolutely.
He was such a wonderful, wonderful gift.
That's a good quote. Great quote.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that, my friends, is going to wrap us up for this week. Next week, Sophie is going to play a game with us.
Yes,
You want
I
to tell
am.
us about it, Soph?
So, this weekend, just about, I am actually going on my very first Disney trip without my parents.
In a while. You've been before.
In a while. Yeah, I've been in a while, and I was going to say solo trip, but it's not a solo trip either, because I'm going with one of my best friends, Jagan, and her parents, my Aunt Sheila and my Uncle Randy. I'm going to be there this weekend because it is my birthday on the 19th, and as a result, we are going to be playing the second round of Where in the World Am I? And this time it's going to be Where in the World is Sophie? So next week, keep an eye out because the next episode is going to be pictures that I have taken from my most recent Disney trips, and you will have to guess where in Disney World am I?
Yep.
Yay.
And Brenda and I have to figure it out.
Yes.
So
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Have a magical trip. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you.
happy birthday, baby.
Aw, thank you, Daddy.
It's been
Yep. It's
This
your
is
birthday,
crazy.
but you're the gift.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our feature topic, people. So I hope you all have a great week. And if you see someone who's having a down day, show them a smile. And if you're having a rough day, I hope someone smiles at you and makes your day better. And just remember, if you need some hilarity, jocularity, humor, or just random bits of, oh my gosh, why did Mike say that? Come check us out, because it happens just about every single without fail. So I'm Mike, she's Sophie, that's Brenda, and he's Grogu, saying peace out
Until we meet again.
until we meet again, and we will
See you
see
on
you
the
on the
road.
road.
On the road.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.